Bonjour and welcome back to my channel. Claude here. Thank you for joining me for your tarot reading for the month of April. This is going to be a tarot reading for the people born under the Chariot card and the Tower card. If you do not know what your tarot birth card is, there will be a link in the description box below to the short instructional video on how to work it out. Now for today's reading, I'm going to be using Andrea Aste's latest deck, which is the Book of Shadow and Alchemist Story. I reviewed this gorgeous deck about a couple of weeks ago, and there'll be a link in the description box below too to the review if you'd like to check them out for yourself and maybe getting them. So as always for the monthly spread, I have split my deck into three piles. The major arcana here for the energy for your month, the court cards over here, which is how you're advised to show up to maximize the energy, and the minor arcana for the message. So if you would like to connect to the energies of the deck and to the reading, now is the time to take a couple of deep breaths as I shuffle it. So what is the main energy for my Aquarians born under the Chariot card and the Tower card for the month of April, please? And we have the Lovers. So obviously I will go through the meanings in depth when all the cards are out. I'm going to put it here for the time being. What court card are they advised to embody to maximize this energy? And we have the King of Coins, so an expert, someone who has knowledge and very pragmatic. We have earth energy here. Let's delve into your messages. So what do my Aquarians need to hear for their highest good for the month of April, please? Alright, so we have the Six of Swords, the Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Cups. Okay, so two sevens. Let me just move this here. Then we have the Four of Wands, the Six of Wands, beautiful, and the Four of Swords. Bottom of the deck, which is the energy at work that you may not be aware of and where it's leading you, we have the Four of Cups. Okay. So the Lovers as an energy. This is the energy of being at a crossroad and having to make a decision. This is a big crossroad, okay? And very often the Lovers refers to a decision that you're having to make according to either your headspace or your heart space, okay? It is, do I go where my heart wants me to go, or do I go where my mind is telling me would be good for me? And obviously only you knows the answer to that, okay? I can read the cards and give you advice, but I can't make the decision for you. So it is talking about having to make a big decision, being at a significant crossroad in your life. I will also say that you have the Six of Swords and Lovers is under number 6, okay? And you've got two, and you've got also the Six of Wands. So 6 may be a significant number for you in the coming month. Now 6 represents harmony after having overcome some kind of a change or a disruption. It's a beautiful, pleasing energy that balances out what has been destabilized. You are advised to embody the quality of the King of Coins at this crossroad in order to make the decision. Now the Kings represents knowledge, expertise and mastery. Coins is a very pragmatic energy. This is earth energy, so it's to do with your everyday life. So it could be to do with obviously your work, your career, your business, your financial assets, but also your home life and literally where you live, and developing your skills. Now, the King of Coins is somebody who, obviously no gender attached, just the energy of the card, is somebody who's going to make a decision that's going to be pragmatic, someone who knows how to grow abundant and prosperous, someone who values stability in life and wants to create something that's going to last. So they will be making decisions based on that, you know, longevity, stability of things, and am I going to be prosperous if I go this way rather than that way? Okay, so there is a lot of that going on. To do with anything to do with the material world. So you know what I'm talking about. If you are at a crossroad with your career, for instance, you know, do I leave my job and start something new like a business? Or you've been headhunted, do I go for this new job? Do I go for this promotion? Is it time for me to retire? Do I have enough money to retire? You know, there can be lots of different things like that. Is it time to bring about a new project? Obviously, whatever this crossroad is for you. We have the Six of Swords and the Four of Wands. So the Six of Swords is to do with your mind, okay, because it's air energy, and you do have the Four of Swords here as well and the Seven of Swords. And the Six of Swords is a card that talks about having overcome some kind of a challenge and having learned the lessons and taking them with you. As you can see, the swords are there with the person, and being able to be more positive about the future because, you know, you've learned the lessons, you've understood, and you've overcome. And this is why this is kind of a good energy to have in a reading, because this is saying that, you know, lessons have been learned. It is with the Four of Wands, and the Four of Wands represents a landmark. It represents an achievement. This is the fire energy. This is your spirit, your willpower to see something done. So the Four of Wands talks about you having reached a landmark, which is probably why you have the Six of Swords here. That's saying, you know, you understand why you have gone on this path, or why the relationship has gone this way, or why your career has gone this way. And now you are ready to move on and head towards something that's going to be better suited for yourself. That's what I'm seeing in there. Next to this, we have the Seven of Swords with the Six of Wands. Now, the Seven of Swords is, to me, the card of work smarter, not harder. This is the strategist card, because it's ruled by number 7, which is the number of evaluation. When you look back on something and you learn from it, and because you've learned from it, it then gives you the confidence to move forward, you know, to do something a bit more daring. It's a disruptive energy, but that's more calculated, because to me 7 is number 4 with number 3. 4, strong foundation, the knowledge, the experience you've acquired. 3, the energy of growth that pushes you forward. So with the mental realm, this is being strategic about it. This is taking a completely different path, maybe the least trodden path, or thinking out of the box, doing something that maybe you wouldn't have thought of doing, but then you suddenly see that this is the right thing for you to do. Here you clearly see someone stealing the swords from this army. This is someone who's being very clever, because they don't want to die, and so they figured, well, if they don't have weapons, they can't fight us, therefore I'm not likely to die. That's what I mean by the strategy and the work smarter, not harder. Rather than having to fight that army, I'm just going to remove the fight altogether. And this is going to bring you success, because the Six of Wands, as I've explained, the energy of the 6 is overcoming a disruption and harmony coming back. But with the fire energy of the Wands, it's beautiful, because it's a triumph, it's a real, you know, resounding success. It's people seeing what you've achieved. You know, it really is a very, very positive card. And on top of it, you go from the Four of Wands, which already is a celebration card, a landmark, like you've had the breakthrough, you understand what's going on, and then you change your strategy, and that brings you victory, which obviously I love to see. Again, I can see why the King of Coins is here, because this is somebody who, as I said to you, is pragmatic and knows how to grow prosperous and abundant. This is someone who's going to take calculated risks, because he knows how to. He knows how to not disturb or disrupt his stability. He knows how to increase his comfort levels, if you see what I'm saying, or his wealth, or is standing, if we're talking about, you know, reputation. So yeah, I really see in the card that this is to do about really thinking out of the box or doing something unusual, and even maybe keeping your cards close to your chest, because sometimes the Seven of Swords may refer to secrecy, you know, being a little bit secret about what you're doing, because, well, you never know. I mean, you don't know who's around you, and sometimes people don't have our best interest at heart, okay? I don't like saying it, but it's the truth. So there may be a necessity to, yeah, to just keep your cards close to your chest. And then we move on to the energy of the Seven of Cups with the Four of Swords. So the Four of Swords is mental stability. It's taking a step out in order to think things through, you know, to meditate if you need to, but there is this energy of taking a break, because you have opportunities here with the Seven of Cups. This is the emotional body, so it's to do with your feelings, your emotions, and your intuition. And the Seven of Cups talks about, now that, you know, you've moved on, looking at all of your options from a heart space and deciding. And with that, there may be a little bit of overwhelm, because, you know, as a human being, I mean, I have been in this position. When I have too many options, sometimes I panic a bit, because I'm like, well, how do I know which one's the right one for me? How do I know I'm not going to regret it? You know, it's that kind of thing. And so the advice is here to take a step back, take some time out to reflect on it, gain the knowledge. So it may be through meditation, asking help from your spirit team, or something more practical, such as researching, you know, getting the facts on all of your options, so that you can make an informed decision. That's what the King of Coins would do. He would make a decision based on what he knows and his experience. And that's why I was getting this energy with the Lovers, that you're at a crossroad, this significant crossroads, and you know, there's going to be a need to make a decision. Now, underneath the deck, we have the Four of Cups. So you've got two fours. It's quite interesting, actually, because number-wise, it's kind of incredibly balanced. If you look at it, you've got two fours, you've got two sixes, well, three actually, and two sevens. It's really interesting how the numbers have worked out for your reading. So here we're looking again at the emotional body, and the Four of Cups talks about maybe, sorry, excuse my dog, she just heard something. Maybe feeling a little bit like you've lost your thirst for life, because when you put water into a small container, it can become stagnant, and when it gets stagnant, it can become a bit stale, if you see what I'm saying. So with the Four of Cups, there is a message, a piece of advice, if you will, of opening your heart, so you may not miss out on an opportunity that's being offered to you that you may not regard as interesting initially, but it could be, is the message I'm getting very distinctively, because it's the energy underlying it. So I can see that there's going to be something here, a door that's going to open, or new direction, but the message is, be careful, you know, make sure that your heart is open, that you don't just think, oh, yeah, no, not sure. You know, that's the kind of thing I'm getting, because the King of Coins would look at any opportunity with a fine-tooth comb, and he would look and assess them in a practical way to try and see if this can grow his prosperity, his abundance, or his stability in the world, or his you know, reputation, as I said, because I keep on getting the message of, for some of you, it's expanding your brand. You know, that's a message for someone out there. So there is a word of caution here with, you know, there may be an offer coming your way that you may not feel attracted to immediately, but you should consider. So I'm going to grab a final message to close out your reading. So can I have a final message for my Aquarians, please? The Ten of Swords. Okay, so the end of a cycle. You need to release something mentally. This is an energy of being in acceptance. Whatever is going on here, there's going to need for something to be released before you can move on. The reason why you may be closed off to an opportunity or a new direction or a door that opens is because you may be holding on to something mentally. To me, the Ten of Swords is the card that frees you. Okay, it may not be pleasurable because, as I like to say, the swords, they can cut and they can pierce. So it can be a painful process. However, when you're at the Ten of Swords, which is the end of the suit, this is the total acceptance of something. And when we're in total acceptance, we are then in a position to let it go. We can just completely free ourselves of whatever this was, that mental energy that drained us. And you can always see the sun is about to come out. That's the liberation. So there is something that needs to be released. You know, that defensive attitude here is linked to that. That's why we're getting this message and looking at whatever comes your way as the King of Coins would, in a very practical approach of it. So I hope you've enjoyed your journey for the cards with me. If you found this message helpful in any ways, do let me know in the comment box below. I'd love to hear from you. As always, I thank you for your time. It's your most precious commodity. I am truly humbled you chose to spend it with me. I wish you a wonderful month and I will see you again very soon. Until next time, au revoir.